The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 27th, the fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this, during this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send that out to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. And of course, if you're inside our Tigers Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the U.S. indices are trading to the downside. Dow's off 410, S&P 82, NASDAQ 411, 34 for the Russell, 102 for the tranny, semis down 60, NASDAQ down 400, New York Stock Exchange off 118. Spot VIX index is up by 20%, so if it's like that at day's end, anything above plus 10%, you should see some type of at least intraday rally that begins sometime Sunday night, early Monday morning out there. You got gold off $20, silver's down 40 cents, natural gas is up 3 pennies, the light sweet crude is up 69 cents, and the 30-year Treasury printed out at 113.18. That's off 12 ticks. Our leaders in the clubhouse to the upside, led by Quantum Corp, up about $6 or 8%. Amadeus is up $4, about 4.5%. Paladine up $3, 42%. Vertical Aerospace 19% move, $2 and change, and Lamb Weston Holdings up $2. 3.5% move there. To the downside, it's Bank of Montreal, $48, 7% move. Service Now, $30, nearly 3%. Netflix, $26, nearly 3%. Costco, $20, 2%, and Tesla is down 19.4%. So what does all that mean, Jelly Bean? I tell you what, first let's take a look at that New York Stock Exchange, that advanced decline oscillator. I believe that we are below the zero threshold level. We most certainly are. We rallied. We were in that extreme oversold condition. We rallied right up to that level. This tells us that sellers are still the ones with an edge. Obviously, with the spot VIX being above its 50-day exponential moving average, sellers also have an edge here, but we got to contend with that one-day rate of change. Don't know what it's going to be like at the end of the day, but that's something that we'd want to take a look at. What else do we need to look at here? I've got different sets of profiles, either the profiles on the black background system. So we'll start here. The ES Mini has support on this system between the 58.95 and 59.55 level. In the case of the NQ, no support from a profile standpoint. With regard to the Dow Equity Future contract, it's got a buy zone between 42.736 and 42.976, and the Russell is trading into its buy zone, which begins at 22.33 and ends at 22.55 out there. So that's what we have on Stevie's black background charts. Let's go ahead and let's move over and take a look at what's going on the white background charts. Give me a second. We'll be right over there. And what we'll see out here is we're going to see the NQ. What we're going to do is just take a look at, we'll look at a couple of different things, actually. So first, let's get the charts up on the screen. And a chart. So there's a new tool. I didn't realize that it existed inside the SeasonX application. SeasonX application is what I use to be able to get all the seasonal data. It is really terrific. I used to do some of the stuff manually by hand for the indices. Now I can just pick out just about anything and be able to take a look. But the new element that I found on this is that it now has a seasonal data. Then you can put it up for a month. So you can just take a look at each thing. This is the month of December. This is over a period of 25 years out here. And this is for the NASDAQ 100. You can see that. So the interesting thing here is over the last 25 years, the so-called top towards the end of the year, the Santa Claus rally, has ended on December 29th. Today's the 27th. Sunday's the 29th. So you can kind of say that what we see today has basically been accomplished on average over the last, how many years? 25 years. If we take a look at, I can easily put up a 5-year period. Same thing over a 5-year period. Put up a 10-year period. 10-year period, the same thing. Put up a 15-year. Same thing. The only place it gets difference is if we take a look at the full 39 years. 39 years does not show that same pattern out there. So I assume that it's doing what we've taken a look at or what typically has transpired over the last quarter of a century out there, where the market typically tops. And this says we had lower today. Maybe it's a sideways move when we come back next week on Monday and Tuesday out there. So just thought I would share that with you. If we take a look at the intraday NQ charts out there, and I have the daily chart, you can see here there's no support that we have out here. We have price trading inside a swing point from the trading session of December 20th. It could go target that low if it closes inside that swing point, the low being 21,00650. However, if it's going to be able to accomplish that task out there, what we have is price targeting its breakout level on a 5-hour time frame chart. 5-hour time frame chart has got breakout support at 21,476.75. That is the same thing on the 4-hour time frame chart. Now, the 4-hour time frame chart has a TD9 count top, whereas the 5-hour didn't. So we'll use the 4-hour time frame chart, and the price close below 21,476 says we head lower. Head lower to where? You know, that's a great question out here, and that would then suggest possibly getting down to that swing point low from December 20th out there. However, and here's the however, as we open up the 2-hour time frame chart, when this show ends at 12 noon, we are going to have a TD9 count bottom for the 2-hour time frame chart. Do the TD9 counts mean anything inside of the 2-hour time frame chart for the NQ? Well, they formed its top out here. This is the top back at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on December the 16th. That certainly worked and moved to the downside. When price bottomed, what did it bottom with? A TD9 count bottom. Also, Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal was there. And there was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal also at the highs out there. So now what do we do? Well, what happens is we rally until it forms a TD9 count top. It does that at midnight yesterday. Not this evening, not today, but the prior day out there. And then now we've got a TD9 count bottom pattern. Now, this TD9 count bottom pattern will complete at 2 p.m. It'll form at 12 noon, and that can be the bottom. The bottom can form of bars 8, bar 9, or the bar following bar number 9. But I would have to say the 2-hour chart, pretty good odds that it's identifying a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. Whether that begins at noon or whether that begins at 2 o'clock, unknown to me at this moment in time. However, one could say that it's going to start at noon unless we see a failure on the 15 and the 10-minute NQ charts out there. As an example, we'll open up the 15-minute time frame chart. What did it bottom with? Well, it was a TD9 count bottom. That came in the trading session at 10:30, or the 15-minute session at 10:30. There's a new profile that's trading. But my point is that if price closes below that low, which is 21,512.75, we likely head lower. Let's do this. We come back to this break. Let's just bisect and dissect the NASDAQ 100. We'll take a look at the top 8 stocks, daily, weekly, and monthly. They represent 50.1% of the weighting. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we got the NASDAQ 100 down 400 points. That's about 2% move. We're going to take a look at the top 8 weighted stocks that make up the NASDAQ 100, get a feel for what they're communicating to you and I. I'll do this relatively quickly. We've got the daily, weekly, and monthly, just simply because we have a number of requests out there, and I want to be able to get to everybody's before the weekend starts. So on Apple, on a daily time frame, looks like it's going to go ahead and confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top today. If price closed below 255.53, odds favor. It'll tell us that price lost momentum, and it's going to go test support. The first level of support will be 251.77. Second level will be 249.27 out there. The weekly time frame chart, if it were to generate a bearish shooting star candle today, which it could by day's end, then you'd have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Short of that, you won't have a top, and that suggests that we continue to move higher. So intermediate term, you've got an A to B equals CD pattern. It would say wants to move higher. We are in bar number 8 on Apple for a monthly time frame. The last time Apple had any top of significance, if you will, was back in January of 2022. That was a TD9 count pattern. Rhodes Momentum Indicator top was bar 8 that identified the top out there. So it does say time to be cautious out here. It's still bullish because, that top might not, you got to get a completion of bar number 9, so any pullback would be relatively narrow. What I mean by that is that in the month of January, in order to form that pattern, price would have to close above 233. We're at 254 out there. So that's what's going on. We take a look at Apple, number 1, waiting inside the NDX 100. Number 2 is NVIDIA. If we take a look at NVIDIA, what we just have right now is a consolidation with inside its daily profile. It found resistance both at its TD9 count breakdown level at 141.82 as well as at the top of its profile. And it did that on December 24th out there at 140.32. Because we're trading below a red oscillator and change line, it increases the odds of a pullback to the 129.85 area. That's the bottom of its profile. TD9 count top exists on the weekly time frame. Support right now is the top of that profile, 131.60. That's a real key area to watch, is 131.60. You close below that, and then we could move all the way back to 114.86. The monthly time frame chart still maintains a TD9 count topping pattern. You would need to close above 140.76. So monthly has got a top. The weekly's got a top. The daily doesn't really have a top so much as a consolidation, but closing below the red oscillator and change line certainly suggests lower price. If we take a look at the third weighting, which is Microsoft. Microsoft today is taken on a swing point from the trading session of December 20th. That swing point had volume of 64 million shares. This week so far we've done daily chart we're looking at. Well, we've done 4 million shares. Of course, it is light volume trading. Nonetheless, a close below 428.63 could trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. I'm not going to draw that in here and give you the price projection. You could do that. But what I would tell you is the price projection should take us back towards its breakout level at 411.06. So on Microsoft, low volume. Nonetheless, a close below 428.63 would add to the idea of a further move lower. Price is also on a weekly basis testing support. That's the top of its profile. The top of that profile is at the 428.82 level. So if we close below that, odds favor we move lower. In the case of the monthly time frame chart, well, got to wait to see how this month ends. But right now you have a bearish shooting star candle. That would confirm a second Rhodes momentum indicator topping signal. And that could say that we head back in Microsoft to 382. So right now for the daily time frame, just watch that swing low from the trading session of December 20th. The next weighted instrument inside the NDX 100 is Amazon. We take a look at Amazon. Amazon is consolidating with inside its daily profile. It's got a sell zone. 219.88 has been tested and rejected. That is held as support. Looks like price might target that. But if we get below that level, and actually, quite frankly, if we were to close below the December 20th low there as well, 218.73, you would trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. 207.14, 201.79 would be kind of the price targets out there. We do have a TD9 count top that's going to go ahead and confirm this week, but we already had a Rhodes momentum indicator top that confirmed last week. That says that Amazon should make its way back to its oscillator and change line. 215.53 becomes that price target. Now, we get to the monthly time frame, it says Amazon is not ready to top out here. It negated its TD9 count top. It wants to continue to move higher. It has an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. Let's see if it was confirmed by volume. The swing had 868 million shares. Last month it was 905 million shares. So Amazon has a large A to B equals CD pattern to the upside out there. When the daily and the weekly find support out there, that's time to be paying attention for sure. Let's take a look at the next weighted instrument inside the NDX 100, and that'll take us to Broadcom. We take a look at Broadcom. I do not see a topping pattern out here on the daily time frame. Price is back inside its profile. It closed above it yesterday, back below it. So it's just a consolidation between 210.81 and 243.67. The weekly time frame chart does not have a bottom pattern. It looks like it wants to rally further, and the monthly time frame is going to go ahead and negate a TD9 count pattern as well. So Avgo or Broadcom wants to move higher. That makes a lot of sense as well. And if we take a look at the last instrument, this is I guess this would be the sixth instrument. We haven't gotten to all of them. Let's take a look at Tesla out here. Tesla right now is doing what? So Tesla negated its TD9 count top. Was there an A to B equals CD pattern on the upside? There most certainly was. So we got a sell the D point top on December the 18th out there. Price right now is testing an area where just simply counter trend moves would come to an end, and that's at 433.28. If Tesla were to close below 433.28, it's going to open up the kimono for 389.06. On a weekly time frame chart, we have a sell the D point top out there. That suggests that we should start to see a move back towards 364.56. The monthly chart says I've got no idea what you're talking about, Steve-O. I'm in a bullish mode. I want to continue to move higher out there. For Tesla for the day, watch that 433.26 level out there. What we didn't get to is Meta. Let's go take a look at Meta. We'll just simply put this up on the screen right now. And Google, and that would round out the 50% of the weighting inside the NDX 100. I know I'm speaking fast out there, but that's simply because I want to be able to get to the other requests as well, and this was just a Stevie thing. When we take a look at Facebook, it is trading below profile support. It's trading into a swing point from back on December 20th as well, 48 million shares there. Today, what we've done is 2 million shares. Again, light volume. It's, holiday season, but nonetheless, price may go tag that low. You close inside a swing point, can go tag the 580 level. On a weekly time frame, price lost momentum, price is above resistance, though, of its profile. But that could be a price target. We're not going to go there. That's not the price target at this moment in time. And finally, on a monthly time frame, if we end the month, right now you'd have a bearish shooting star candle. That would confirm a Rhodes momentum indicator top, and that would then suggest a move back to 532.79 or thereabouts. The last one would be Google. We take a look at GOOG, see what this is doing out here, daily, weekly, and monthly. So as I've gone through these, and I've done them quickly, those instruments that you are in, you probably took some notes or maybe took snapshots of the screens out there. In the case of Google on a daily time frame, prices lost its momentum. Was there an A to B equals CD top out there with that bearish shooting star candle? I'm sure we could find one. Let me just pull it back. I'm pretty sure we could find one. Maybe not completely sure. So there's the A to B. I don't know if that really completed that A to B equals CD pattern out here. Let's see if we can figure this out pretty quick. Going to go to our A, to our B point, and I'm just simply going to move this over towards that C point out there, which is about right there, give or take. And Stevie takes that back, I think. Yep, that's a sell the D point top that is formed on the daily time frame for Google. Price is below its oscillator and change line, so it's lost momentum. I would say it's going to go target that December 20th swing low as well, and that's down towards the 186.37 level. Okay, that was the top 7. No, that was the top 8. We got all of them in. We come back to this break. We're going to take a look at the 10-year note for Marvin, Procter & Gamble, Smuckers, HUMA, a number of symbols out there. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the 10-year note charts. This is for Marvin, and the specific question was, did the daily time frame for the 10-year note form a TD9 count bottom? And the answer to that question is yes. It was on the bar following bar number 9. That was on December 23rd out there. Only a close below that low would negate that signal, and that low is 108.15 out there. However, yesterday what we got was also a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and that has a lower low, and it was a bullish hammer candle. So that's the low that I would really be focused on, Marvin. It closed below that being 108.065 would suggest that we head lower. Now what should unfold here is we have a new bullish structured profile that formed yesterday. The buy zone, we are trading above the center of that profile, but the buy zone is between about 108.12 and 108.19. What price should do right now is rally up into its oscillator and change line at 108.28, and if price can get above that, it ought to make a move up to the 109.05-ish area out there. I don't have enough data because we're looking at the March contract for the weekly or the monthly. I'd have to go to continuous contracts to figure that out, but I've answered your specific question with regard to the 30-year Treasury. Now, today could be day number 3 of a rally to the upside out there. And typically, the typical moves out here have been 2 bars to the upside. So you'd like to see this close higher. Would add to the idea of a further rally, but you could get a 1 or 2 day pullback as well inside of the 10-year note. So Marvin, thanks for waiting on that. I came in earlier this morning when I was recording or doing the filling in for Tommy between 9 and 10, and I simply overlooked that. Let's go take a look at Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble coming in from John in Milwaukee. He wants to take a look at the quarterly and the yearly and is looking for a buy point from a long-term standpoint. You know, I'll give you what I can, but to try to forecast a year, a bit complicated, but I'm going to give you my best. So we take a look at Procter & Gamble on a daily time frame. It formed a TD9 count top. It does this on November 27. It pulls back and it forms a buy the D point bottom pattern, and it does that on the trading session of December 24th, a couple days ago. And it does that with price testing, rejecting its breakout level 166.88. Price right now is testing resistance, which is the top of its profile. The top of the profile is 170.85. We've been up to 170.76 today. A close above that, you get a profile change in trend, and then maybe you want to chase that. Otherwise, because you're still trading with inside that profile, you may be able to get a pullback. This would be day number 4 to the upside. I'd say a 2-bar move to the downside might be your entry point. When we look at a weekly time frame chart, you have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price pulling back towards support, but not getting all the way down there. Support would have been 164.42, the bottom of that profile. However, instead, what's transpired out here in Procter & Gamble, it has a weekly bullish hammer candle from November 8th. That had volume of 37 million shares out there. That's the swing point. We're testing that this week, obviously, with lighter volume, 14 million shares. You know, how do you do the real math on that? Look, that is a test and rejection of a swing point. That says that 170.85 is going to be a key level of resistance out there. But then you'd have 172.11 on the weekly, 173.53 or thereabouts on the weekly time frame chart. On a monthly basis, there is no monthly topping pattern as we speak right now. In fact, last month, price negated a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So I don't have a top there. So you're looking for your potential buy point. Well, you know, it came in a couple of days ago. Wait for a retracement to take you into a long position potentially out there. You wanted to take a look at a yearly chart. So here's the yearly chart. What's the message for Procter & Gamble on the yearly chart? Well, the first message is that its TD9 count top, which took place 2 years ago, will be negated out there. And that says that Procter & Gamble is likely to rally for 1 more year. And the reason would be you're negating that top, typically move in periods of at least 2 bars to the upside or to the downside. We had 2 bars to the downside. That ended in 2023. Now this is bar 1 to the upside, negating the top. That looks to me like it wants to head higher out there. I'm also going to, I know you want to look at a quarterly chart, but it gets I've got too many requests out here, and it's not charts that I normally have available to show. I pulled this one up. It's not linked to anything. So your second request was Smuckers, SJM. So I'm simply going to go ahead and put that chart up here, and then we'll switch over to my other screen, and we'll take a look at the multi-time frame set for Smuckers. So what Smuckers tell us? Smuckers tells us this is going to be year number 2 to the downside, that's for sure. But it's got a Rhodes Minimum Indicator top. There is further downside support, which would be at 99.62 to 70.71 out there. So maybe it's only a 2-bar move to the downside. Last time we had 2 bars to the downside, that was the bottom that came in. Oops, sorry about that. That was the bottom. The 2-year bottom was 2018, and then we had 4 years to the upside. Now we've got 2 years to the downside. So it's got that bottom potential out there. But let's just simply do this. I'm going to simply delete this. We'll go move over to the Smuckers charts, get a little bit better feel for what they're communicating to us today. And we take a look at the daily time frame. What do we have out here? We have prices consolidating with inside its daily profile. That's between a range of 109.20 at support, and the resistance, which is testing right now, is up at the 111.13 area. The weekly time frame chart, we need to populate this. Let's get that populated. Let's get the monthly chart populated, get some signals out here. So on a weekly time frame, price is traded below profile support, and as long as it remains below 111.96, it may head lower. When I take a look at the monthly chart, where might that head lower to? Well, it has support at 108.58. That was tested and rejected this month, and resistance was tested and rejected. The answer to your question about SJM, because you're looking for a long-term trade out here, John, look at how that oscillator and change on a monthly time frame has acted as resistance. Not until you see a close above that would you really want to be taking a look at a longer-term trade, unless we can get some kind of significant bottom signals out there, daily, weekly time frame. So I hope that helped you out with both Smuckers and Procter & Gamble. As always, thanks so much for writing in, and Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to everybody, obviously, if I don't say that each time. We're going to take a look at HUMA. This is for Dude out here. So, Dude, when we take a look at this, we're trading above on a daily basis resistance levels. You're trading into a swing point from about 4 days ago. That was on December 20th. 75 million shares traded hands that day. Today, we're up at 4.7 million shares. Nonetheless, you're above resistance. You're trading with inside a very large bullish structured profile. You can see price already where it topped out was at the top of that profile. It's 677. Maybe we're going to make another run for it. But before we get back there, you've got to take out the profile level of 588. That's coming from the weekly time frame chart out there. On a weekly basis, nothing else to really report. So resistance at 588, support's down at 434. Monthly time frame chart for Humana is also a consolidation with inside its profile. That's not Humana, HUMA. I'm not sure what that is, HUMA. Not that I need to know, because we're agnostic really to the signal. This is Humasite out here. So Humasite, if it can close above Dude, is that for Dude? Yeah, if it can close above the center of its monthly profile, and that's at the price level of 567 over time, you ought to get to move to 997. You also want to take a look at QSI. Let me pull those charts up here on the screen for us, see what we can do as we go into this breakout here. You've got probably an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside that has formed today. You're trading above profiles are resistant. You're trading above its oscillator and change line, likely to head higher. That, quite frankly, is the message from the weekly chart and the monthly chart out there. So QSI is in full-out bullish mode out there. Now, today's going to be day number 2 to the upside. Maybe come a Monday, you get day number 3 and maybe about a pullback of a day or two. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstaddt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at the charts here for Coca-Cola. KO is a ticker symbol. And we can see on its daily time frame, it's really been in a sideways-ish type consolidation. Right now, price is trading with inside its bullish structured profile. So the support zone is between 62.23 and 62.70. The price can close above 62.70 for 2 consecutive sessions. Ought to get you up to 63.63, the top of the profile. If price can close above that, then price would target its breakdown level. That's at 65.66. The weekly time frame chart has a TD9 count bottom. That went ahead and actually completed in November 29th, the week of November 29th. It really formed and bottomed on November 15th. And now price is just also trading with inside its profile. So its support level, which is basically testing this week here at 62.37. Centers at 64.34. Top is at 66.30 out there. So support holding here, support holding on the daily time frame. And we look at the monthly time frame. You've got a TD9 count top out there. By the way, we had a TD9 count top on the weekly, but its pattern is done because you've got a TD9 count top to the daily time frame. So what that also tells you is that any close below the weekly TD9 count bottom, which would be the price point of 61.39, that would suggest we head lower. Now, head lower, the first price target would be 57.93 if that happened. The weekly time frame chart shows that price is sitting right here where both buyers and sellers believe there's fair value with inside that monthly profile. So that says, and that's at 62.55, that says if we move below this, and I would say again, a close below the low of 61.38, then we head back to the 59.49 level. So consolidation on the daily with inside profiles, the same thing on the weekly, and quite frankly, the same thing on the monthly time frame out there. That is KO for ESVXM. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. This is for White Shark, and we've got the January futures contract that we're going to take a look at. And we take a look at the January futures contract for Bitcoin. We can see a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that went ahead and formed on December 18th out there. Price closed below the bottom of its bullish structured profile. That suggested lower price. And in fact, we did move lower the next day, but we formed a bullish hammer candle out there. Now, that's going to be a real critical low to watch a White Shark from a daily perspective because a close below 93.335. The expression would be if you're long, you're wrong out there. In fact, that could could form an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. We'll go ahead and put that in there in a moment. Right now, price is testing profile support. So that first level of support is at 95.067 for the January contract for Bitcoin. But if we do close below that, or we do close below that low from December 20th out there, that would then trigger an A to B equals CD pattern. We'll go ahead and we'll draw that in here, A point being the high that came in on December 17th, that hammer candle being our B point. I'm just simply going to move this A to B equals CD pattern over to the C point out here. That would be the high, or could be the high from yesterday. And that would give you a 1-to-1 price projection at 83,550. Remember, A to B equals CD patterns. 40% of them or 60% of them complete the 1-to-1. What happens with the other 40%? Well, they turn into an extension. In this case here, I don't think that is a 618 retracement on that B to C leg out there. So watch that hammer candle low. Don't have enough data on the future contract to really make sense out of the weekly and the monthly time frame charts. So I think we will stop right there. That's Bitcoin White Shark for the January contract. Hope that helped you out. Dan from New York writes in and says, and you're welcome. Dan writes in, and he would like to take a look at, Dan in New York would like to take an AMD, looking for an entry point. Well, the entry point came a couple of days ago on the trading session of December 19th when it completed a TD9 count bottom pattern. It then tried to take that out, but it didn't. It failed to do that on December 20th. And now what you've got is a good old-fashioned consolidation with inside its profile. The question is 122.34 basically the low that it hit today, the buy area? Well, it could be, but is the risk-reward really in it for you, Dan? Because you've got resistance up at 129.44. I don't know the answer to that question. You do. Now, if you're looking at this because you believe that AMD has really got a good bottom or a good is a good longer-term hold out there, you've got the bottom on the daily. You just have profile resistance, 129.44, above that 142.79. The weekly chart is going to go ahead and complete a TD9 count bottom. Well, that would add to the idea of going ahead and taking a long position and maybe even doing it now. You know, your entry areas would be 119.34, but it could have been that 122.35 level. The monthly time frame chart will form bar number 8 of a TD9 count bottom. It's a valid bar number 8. And so you could be getting ready to form a TD9 count bottom, but that takes a couple of months out there before bar number 8, before you would get the completion. You still have to form bar number 9. And in order to do that, just so you know what price has to close below in order for a TD9 count bottom to even have a chance, price would just simply have to close below 164.08 at month's end come the month of January out there. So daily looks good, weekly looks good, and the monthly is looking pretty good. That's for sure. We just don't have enough of a signal. Now, if we are to form a bottom out here, price was moving back to the oscillator and change line, was there any kind of a signal? In a 30-minute time frame chart, we'd have to say no, but we probably have to go lower than that. Let's go to a 15-minute chart, see if there was any signal there. The answer is, I don't know. Where's all my data? Where is all my data? That's weird. Oh, there wasn't. Okay, so I don't know. I don't have any kind of a bottom. Yeah, I don't really have a bottom signal there. So not getting the clearest of signals out here. But look, AMD from the daily and the weekly standpoint, that's what you need out there, Dan, to consider taking that long entry. Let's go take a look at QBTS. The question is, where's the A to B equals CD pattern? So for that, let's go switch over to Stevie's black background charts. Hopefully, I remember to switch back over to the white ones. But let's go take a look at QBTS. And here I've got the A to B equals CD tool that we can use. We don't have to use those Stevie lines out there. Where is the A to B equals CD pattern? Now I see your question, because this has been a little bit of a rocket ship out here. And so the issue is, do we have any kind of retracements that are even close to a 0.382? So what I would do on the daily time frame, I'm going to go ahead and start this off with the low. Looks like it might be around November the 4th out there. This is the daily time frame. That would be our A point. I'm going to try to make that our A point. There we go. So the B point that I would first be looking at would be, well, got a couple of different ones. Let's see if this is even a 0.382 retracement. The high of December 10th to the low out here of December 13th. Close enough, 38%, 37.9. So there's your A to B equals CD pattern. We take a look at QBTS out there. Let me switch. Oh, give me 1 second here. So now I'm looking to see what other signals do we have out here. So there's your A to B equals CD pattern, which basically completed on the or formed a sell the D point top on the trading session of December 19th. That December 19th set up a resistance level, which would be the high of that was a bearish engulfing candle. All the candles that engulfed, what's the high? That's resistance. Turns out that's right up here at December 18th's high. And that high out there is at 1050. That was tested and so far rejected today. That top still remains in place out there. But there's your A to B equals CD. If price is able to close above 1050, well, then you're back off to the races out there. Today, you've got volume out here of, 84 million shares. That's going into 214 million shares out there. So pretty decent volume out there. But nonetheless, there's your A to B equals CD pattern, Don. You've got a sell the D point top out there. The weekly and the monthly charts, this thing's a rocket ship. The weekly chart has a TD9 count top. That also is going to require that price close above 1050 in order to take out that pattern as well. So 1050 is going to be the key level of resistance. So I hope that helped you out, Don. We come back from this break. Let's look at UEC for 7 inside the Tigers Den.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tigers Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at UEC. This is Uranium Energy Corp. This is for 7 inside the Tigers Den. So there's a key level 7 that you're going to want to be watching today, and that is the low, the TD9 count bottom that formed on December 20th out there. That low is at 701. Volume on that candle set was 16 million shares so far today. You've done 2 million shares. We're at 702. A close below 701 would be a close below its profile, bottom of its profile. It would be negating a TD9 count bottom. It would be a close below its red oscillator and change line. That says that this would head lower. Head lower to where? That's a great question. The other area that you really want to watch is the swing point from November 4th, and that low is at 691, and the volume there was 8.5 million shares. So if you close below that, we don't have any other real support to the downside, not until you get into the fours out here. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, the weekly time frame chart has what? Well, I'll tell you what the weekly time frame chart has. It is trading below the bottom of its weekly profile, and that can always lead to lower price. Its target, quite frankly, the downside, could be as much as 422. You got to take this one progression step at a time. First, does it negate the TD9 count bottom? If it doesn't, price is dealing with resistance at 715. If it can close above that, then you move up towards the 754 level out there. But careful, because the weekly chart is saying caution. The monthly chart looks like at month's end will go ahead and confirm a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top out there. With price being below its oscillator and change line and inside its profile, that offers us a price move target of 585 as the next price target to the downside. I will say this, as we take a look at the daily time frame, consecutive steps, consecutive moves higher and lower, all we've seen out here since the high that came in on December the 6th out there is 1 2-bar move to the upside. Everything else has been a 1-bar move to the upside. That is a negative. That's a negative outcome. Watch that I think it was 701 level out there. Folks, thanks so much for joining me, hopefully for 2 hours today, first from 9 to 10, and then from 11 to 12. Have a fabulous weekend, a fantastic Friday. I will look forward to seeing you again come Monday morning, 11 a.m. sharp. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Take care.